I'd like to formally apologize to my loved ones for being so intensely focused, being dialed the fuck in, being locked in. And this is what it feels like. You kind of come off as like an asshole a little bit because I leave you on red, or I didn't check the email, or I forgot to do X, Y, and Z. And I apologize because I've been putting myself first and I've been locked in. And it feels pretty great. You got to be selfish to be locked in. I define being locked in as a state of intense focus and immersion, tunnel fucking vision. Last time I felt this way, I was writing a script. An idea just hit me like a bolt of lightning. All the story and characters and everything just came at once, and I had to just write it down. And I was manic and in a frenzy, and life was just crazy. And I love that feeling. I'm intoxicated by that. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, but being locked in, that intense focus is pretty gnarly, man, and I highly recommend it. They call it the flow state, where time seems to disappear. And I think being locked in is synonymous with that flow state. Tony Robbins calls it that state, the state, getting in state, whether if that's going, yes, doing a power move or doing like 3 burpees before you get on the pod, whatever that is, getting into flow state, heightened focus, intense concentration, and being able to do things that I'm not necessarily in the mood for. You just, yes, get into state. I know I look and sound crazy, and I don't care, because that heightened focus is how I achieve that sense of clarity and the sharpness that I experience when I remove all distractions. I deleted Facebook and Twitter, which are sort of OG platforms for me, the most grandfathered in for me. And I deleted them, and I just got my space and time back, and I'm not doom scrolling anymore. And it's fantastic. Look at this for those that are watching. Post on YouTube over here. I'm already ahead of the game. There's an increased productivity when you're locked in. Productivity soars. Gabriella Rosie has a podcast that is very catchy. It's called Productivity is Killing the Vibe. And I get that, because we're not here to be proficient. We're human beings. We're here to evolve and grow and make art and be hot. Like, that's what we're here to do. That's what I'm here to do. But in that flow state, things start happening. And then that's when the demons come. That's when people start knocking on your door. That's when the dominoes trip and bad things start happening that require your attention. And then you got to cauterize wounds and you got to tie tourniquets, metaphorically and actually. But that's how you reach a creative breakthrough, when you stay determined and you stay on the path, and those creative insights come in. You have a breakthrough, and then the obsession comes into play, and it's fantastic. It's delicious. It's why I'm here. And what happens is an awareness of time. It starts to diminish time. My perception starts warping around me. Hours pass by like minutes. And it can lead to longer, uninterrupted work sessions. At work, I worked nonstop, 8.5 hours. I didn't even eat lunch. I just bought a bottle of water and chugged it, put some hydration sauce in there, and was just kept going. And I finished my project at 4:30 on the dot. It was superb. And what do you know? I'm enjoying life a little bit more. Life tastes a little better. There's an enhanced enjoyment, a joy and satisfaction that comes with being deeply engaged with what you're doing, the projects. This state can make other tasks feel less enjoyable, sure, but I'm putting the podcast first, and I'm putting the YouTube first, and I'm putting myself and my personal brand first. And I feel it, man. I feel things are changing. I stopped counting the days. I don't care how long it's been. I only know that I want to move forward. And there's a physical sensation that overwhelms you. I don't know. I appreciate and value my energy more now than I ever have, because I took it for granted when I was younger. I just thought it was just going to be there at all times. But nope, you got to cultivate it, especially the older you get. You got to tend to it like a garden, and it comes in cyclical seasons, and you got to make sure that energy is there when you're down. It's going to happen, or I'm sick, or I'm hospitalized or something, because I or I'm visiting a friend at the hospital or something, and I'm going to miss a day. But that's where the voice memo app comes in, and that's where the iPhone comes in, and I'm not going to miss a day. I'm going to be there. I love it. I love the emotional calm that comes with it, that comes with satisfaction after completing tasks, after completing goals. And then the growth comes in. You have an improved performance, tasks become easier, productivity improves. You're in a distraction-free environment. You have to be distraction-free. That's the only way to achieve this. And I recommend you be mentally prepared. And for me, I have rituals and routines, and some of them I have fallen through the wayside because I haven't been able to walk and ideate. But sometimes I confuse ideation with rumination, and then I'm just like meditating over the same negative cycles, and that's just not healthy either. So you have to be consistent with the practice of what your positive routines are that get you into that state of mind, that get you into that flow. Consistent practice that leads to more frequent experiences of being locked the fuck in. And it's an effort. It's a balance, between balancing effort and skill. And the more reps that you get in, the better and easier it becomes. And then you can focus on one task at a time. I'm the type of person that when I'm writing, I need a movie on, I need music on, I need food here, I need drinks there, and I'm writing, and I'm that Homer Simpson meme with all the dogs and the chips, and that's me when I'm in this state. And I have to warn those that care really deeply about me that this is being locked in. This is choosing myself first and prioritizing my goals and my dreams and my passions. This isn't a manic state. It could be euphoric at times, and I love that and I live for that. But this is not a manic state. This is about setting clear goals and them being compelling enough for you to foster those goals and achieve them in a timely and efficient manner, intrinsically motivated, doing something for its own sake. That's what happens when you're locked in. You're doing something because you enjoy it. You're doing something because it needs to be done. Sometimes it's emotionless, but that motivation is coming from within. And that's how you maintain flow. And there's ups and there's downs and there's turnarounds. But I recommend you do what you need to do to stay locked in. This is what it feels like. This is what it fucking looks like. And I wouldn't trade it for anything because I know what it feels like when it's impossible. I know what it feels like when you're at day one. It's either going to be day one or one day. Make your choice. I choose to be locked in. And this is what it feels like. And this is what it looks like. I want to thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. I know it was nuts. I hope you got something out of it. We're still open to some sponsors. I've gotten an email from a potential sponsor trying to renegotiate that deal. It's for a VPN. And they've come around before, and we'll see if something will come from it. But I'm looking forward to it. I want to thank you guys for listening and watching. Keep a force field around your heart, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.